Hi, I'm Julie Marie and I'm excited to talk to you about cooking dried beans today. So what you're going to do is, I have black beans here and also garbanzo beans or chickpeas. You could cook beans, kidney beans, any kind of beans, navy beans, pinto beans in the same process. What you're going to do is pour them out onto a kitchen towel and look for any irregular beans and pick those out. Or any little stones. Sometimes little stones get in the bag of them, or in the bulk bins in the processing and the picking of the beans from the ground. So then what you're going to do is pick up the kitchen towel, pour them into a nice big pot, and you're going to fill this pot with water, and you're going to let the beans soak for 8 to 10 hours. This could be while you're at work all day, so you could prepare this when you're making, your morning tea or coffee, and let them soak, and then when you get home from work, you're going to cook the beans. Or you could do this process at night after dinner, let them soak while you're sleeping, and cook it in the morning on your day off. I like to do this in really big batches. I save jars from all kinds of different things, salsas and pasta sauces, and you can use ball jars that you buy, and I jar them up and get an airtight seal on them and store them in my refrigerator or my freezer so that they're always ready and available to top salads or add to pasta dishes or however you want to eat them. So this is a great time saver to do it this way. Also, it's very economical versus buying canned beans, and you're eliminating all the salt and additives to preserve them in the cans, as well as you're able to buy them in bulk in organics. So I highly recommend them. And I learned something from my friend Eric, that the smaller the bean and the darker the bean, the higher the antioxidant value. So your black beans have more antioxidant power than your chickpeas, but they're both loaded with iron and protein and calcium. So I always say, eat your beans. They're a great, great form of nutrients. So what I'm going to do is fill this up with water and let it soak while I'm at work, and when I get home I'll cook these up for you. I'm home from work now and I have my beans on the stove boiling. What I did was I took the soaking water, I drained it out, and I added fresh water, put them on the stove, brought them to a boil, and now I'm going to turn them down to a medium simmer. So they're still boiling, but they're not boiling over. This foam forms, and that's perfectly normal and natural. It just comes about. When you strain the beans, it'll be gone. We're going to let them cook for about 30 minutes and then test them for tenderness. If they're still a little bit firm, you can leave them on for another 5 minutes, test them at that point. The longest I've had to cook beans was 40 minutes, but usually it's in between about 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, so the beans are cooked and they're still hot. I just strained off the cooking water, and I've been jarring them up. I jarred up all my black beans. I like to keep them in little recycled jars like this so that I can have a small portion just to top a couple salads or add to a pasta dish. So you're going to leave about a ½ inch at the top, seal the lid on tight. You want to use recycled jars from salsa or pasta sauce that has this pop top. And as the beans cool to room temperature, you want to leave them out on the counter until they're totally cool. This little seal will pop down, and when it does that, that means you have an airtight seal. Then these can be kept in the refrigerator or the freezer up to 6 months. So your hour spent split between 10 minutes in the morning sorting your beans and filling the pot with water. There goes one popping. That's when you know it's sealed down. Once you open this lid and you hear that seal pop back up, you've got to use them within a couple days so that they don't spoil. This isn't a traditional way of canning or jarring. It's not recommended to do it this way without sanitizing the jars, but I found that this works perfectly well as long as you keep them refrigerated. I hope you try making dried beans soon and you're not intimidated by it. You don't need a pressure cooker. As you can see, it takes about a total of 1 hour from prepping them for soaking to actually cooking them. The cooking time's a ½ an hour, jarring them up is no time at all. And Remember, Optimum Health will be owned by those who eat an abundance of plants, so eat your fruits and veggies, especially your beans. Take care. Best of health to you.